when I'm building my companies and I'm looking at when, why, and how I splice them out or create separate entities from that first, we'll say umbrella company, even though that's not the correct legal term, but I think it makes sense. I'm looking at that from a two-pronged, I take a two-pronged approach. I look at that from a liability perspective and from a tax or financial perspective. So and then looking ahead also at the opportunity to sell. So for example, let's take what I see most commonly, which is somebody who starts selling, who starts a business, coaching, or a service provider of some sort. And then we can use even the example of a graphic designer who then creates templates or creates online courses. They branch into an education side of the company. When I'm looking at that, that type of scenario, which again is something I see every single day, I'm looking at the future opportunity for that, again, that two-prong approach. I'm looking at what liability does the education arm of the company bring into the service provider arm of the company. What tax benefits would be available if we split those two entities, if we split that entity into two and elected to be taxed as S corporations. And I'm not a tax attorney, so I then punt that question to my accountant that I work with on those deals. But it's worth mentioning. And then the third factor I'm looking at, and that is if somebody were to approach her tomorrow to purchase that template shop or that education side of the company, how is she best positioned to take advantage of that? Whether or not she wants to, we want her to have the ability to make the choice. That's the important part.